Everybody, and welcome to Monarchs Mocha for a Wednesday. Hump Day edition. Got me more of the Black Rifle coffee. There we go. Let everybody get in, get going, get joining us here, and just a catch up from Monday. Look back a little bit from Monday. I'll take your questions and comments as we wait it out. We'll give you an update of the other division games as well, where that sits, and can tell you about that in just a moment. Everybody got to get going, get caught up, and get in here. If you're hearing me, it's a thumbs up. I'm seeing folks getting in, so I'll wait for a moment here, and I'll make sure I'm hearing myself, and the audio is coming in loud and clear, and ready to go. Let's just see here as you talk amongst yourselves. All righty. Phone's taking a bit to load here, but I do believe we're rocking and rolling, and promise. Let's see.
Let's just see here.
Yep, we're going. There we go. All right, see you folks getting in. I'm going to have the highlights, good news highlights from our perspective from Monday. Also, I'm going to give you the final out as well. I'm working on another little piece. I don't know if I'll have it. I'll have it for you probably tomorrow or later on this week. The piece that I did. Actually, I got to make sure this is all right because I don't know if I've got them all loaded in there properly, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's still loading for us, so waiting for it to load. All right, glad you guys are along here on Monarchs Mocha. Dan Vaughn with you, voice of the Kansas City Monarchs. Glad you stopped by on Facebook Live today. Any questions and comments? We still don't know any more than we know more than what we knew Monday night. A little bit more. We do know that Fargo leads the North Division Series 5. I'm sorry, 5. They won at 6-5. They lead that series 2-1. Game 4 is tonight at Newman Outdoor. Game 5 is necessary tomorrow. Last night, it looked like Chicago was about to steal one and take a series lead. They traded leads all night, but it was John Silviano's knockout below a 2-out walk-off single at the bottom of the ninth to seal a 6-5 win in front of 938 there at Newman. 2-1 advantage of the series. Chicago had a 5-4 lead in the 8th inning, had 2 runs at the top of the inning, and it looked like they were headed for a win. Kevin Krause made an error by Fargo that allowed a couple runs to score in left field, and it looked like that the Dogs were going to escape with a win. They go that last call inning last night, and I can tell you I was sort of watching this while I was watching the Doobie Brothers in person last night at Starlight, and we're kind of looking at our phones and watching Long Train Running or whatever it was. What I can't remember what it was. I think that's what it was. Or it keeps you, yeah. But we were sort of tuned in and listening to those jams. What a great show, by the way. And thanks to Joe Capietro for lining that up for us. But in that 9th inning, Fargo had what looked like they bounced on a double play. It looked like Chicago was going to turn a double play. But Leo Pena beat out the throw to first on a double play ball. And that brought in a tying run. They walked it off. The runner went to third. I mean, it was first and second, 1 down, a double play ball. They can't turn it. You can't assume 2, but there was a miscue in the throw. That allowed the runner from second to come around and tie it. And then they had the runner that would have been at first went to third, and a base hit. So anyway, the error did figure in the scoring, but you can't assume 2. But they walked it off last night. So Fargo has the lead in the best of 5. Who do I want to win the series? Or do we want to win that series? You know, I don't really think it. Well, I shouldn't say it this way. I'll say it this way. There's a plus and a minus to it. I look at it in 2 ways, maybe 3. item number one, I don't think it really matters as far as the Monarchs are concerned. From a record standpoint, Fargo and Kansas City were even this year. The Monarchs won the series here early. They won the July series there. I guess it was July, early August there. I guess it was in August, yeah. The Monarchs did win the season series against Chicago, although swept them here. Then a week later, lost 2 of 3 there. I don't think the Monarchs are concerned. I don't think they fear either club. And here, that's item number one. Number two, the travel perspective. It'd be nice if Fargo wins tonight from a travel perspective to know that you're going to go to Fargo probably tonight or tomorrow morning and get settled in there for the series begins on Friday, right? So it gets you you're not scrambling. If that thing goes 5, the drawback is for travel, Charles, is that you've got to get in there. We won't know where we're going until tomorrow night, say 10 o'clock or so, 11 o'clock. And although we'll be ready to go somewhere, it is a logistical nightmare a bit. We have to drive overnight, where if we knew the outcome tonight, we're not forced to drive overnight. We can leave mid-morning tomorrow. It's an 8-hour drive either way, and still get there at dinner time and not be rushing and not be dragging. Even if we left early enough tomorrow, you could get there to Fargo tomorrow and have a workout tomorrow afternoon late. It's a possibility as well. The third item I will tell you, and this is what I thought about this morning on my walk, is that if it goes 5, whoever survives, either team obviously going to use all their bullets, but whoever survives the series, there's a good chance they probably use more bodies than they wanted to in the pitching department. There's that consideration too. And I don't know what you would do. Let's say tomorrow night it's a 4-4 ball game in the 6th, and you're forced to bring out one of your starters again on short rest to keep you in it. Or maybe you got a lead. Maybe you're Chicago and you got a lead. And you got to go to you've got to go for an inning or two, one of your starters or whatever. Maybe you got a guy on 4 days rest. I don't know what they would do, and I think that really is what tomorrow's story will be interesting to watch. I didn't do a lot of reading about it. I did read the game recap and I watched the highlights, but I don't know really from that standpoint where it might lie as far as that's your really 3.5 scenarios. Again, to recap Charles's question, we'd like to know where we're going sooner than later. Not having to drive overnight would be a big thing. The fact they might be tired is a good thing. And I don't think Kansas City, the Monarchs are going to roll out there and do what they got to do. And that's what they've been doing. And that'll be the MO. It will be a different breed of cattle together this final series. This is not going to be, it won't be a walk in the park. It's going to be a battle. But this team's built for that. So I'm calling Fargo to win the series. I've been to that stadium more times than the Monarchs, but Casey will win it all. Okay. Well, Corey, it's really 6.5, half dozen the other, right? I mean, the travel really is the same. I guess it depends on the ballpark. Those 2 series in Chicago and Fargo were very similar in the fact that Kansas City, hey, mate, what's up? How you doing? There he is, Tyler, folks. The legend of the green. There he is, the legend of the green. Your park looks great, mate. The Fargo series here was early in the year. It was the first home series here, or second home series. Remember, it was Lincoln and Fargo, I believe, was that first series at home. And it was the only series that when the Monarchs got off that 4-8 start, it was the only series the Monarchs won was that one against Fargo. And they dropped Sioux City, Lincoln, and beat the Fargos in that was early on in the year. The games up there were very similar. Kiva Sampson pitched the final to salvage the final game of the series, although you had some real good chances. Donatello pitched pretty well in his third outing. I think he was coming off pitcher of the week, I believe. And Donatello pitched pretty well. No, I'm sorry, that was in King County. I got I don't have my notes in front of me, but that was in King County. But Justin pitched pretty well up there. And Schaefer pitched pretty well up there. But there was just one of those both games sort of got away from the ball club in the bullpen. really not so much late, but in the middle innings. The middle innings had some trouble. Just it was a blip in the radar. The Chicago series, remember the Chicago series, Donatello got the opener. He pitched outstanding. I think he went 8, I believe. Is that right? 7, 8. He went 7 because the next week he went 9. That's right, against Sioux City. So and Kansas City won the opener and then lost kind of a back and forth Saturday night, had a lead, lost it. Bullpen had some issues in that 5th, 6th inning or 6th, 7th inning. Not the back end, but kind of that middle inning. And then the Sunday was a stinker. The club got off, I think, a 1-0 lead, and Sampson pitched, but just it was a rare blowout. It was actually, that Sunday game in Chicago was the biggest blowout the Monarchs had since going back in June 7th there on a 12-1 loss to Cleburne. The only game that Cleburne, it was the last time Cleburne beat Kansas City in Cleburne. Was back in June. And Monarchs won the next 4, close out the year. But just as far as that series goes, both offenses are really good, no matter which one you play. I think the rotation's slightly better for Fargo, but the bullpen's slightly better for Chicago as far as which teams got their strengths. I don't know it's not like jumping out at you like Sioux City's pen would jump out at you. But I think if you're going to compare the two teams, just looking at it from an observer, their offenses are pretty comparable. Fargo did lead the league in average, but I do believe, and I'm going to look this up for the broadcast and for the game notes on Friday, but my nose is itching. Sorry. That KC had the better average in July and August, and I'm almost positive. I know Kansas City had more home runs in July and August than Fargo did, and Chicago. They're right in their heels. They're all right there in order. But Fargo had the better average. Kansas City the better scoring punch, is more runs scored. Obviously, the long ball was a bigger player for KC than it was for Fargo and for Chicago, but the average was higher for Fargo. Chicago ran a little better. Chicago was more like Sioux City as far as the run game goes, to a degree. So I don't know if that really answered your question, Corey, or what your comments were, but I hope that helps a little bit. I'll bring this graphic down too. Seeing as KC was the best team in the league, how does it affect the face we start on the road? Fact we start on the road. That is actually just like last week's choice was to play the 2 at home for the weekend dates. This was a choice to play the 3 games at home because of your great record at home. You're 44-14. This has been a really good ballpark for you. Both teams that you'll be playing in the finals had troubles here. Chicago especially had troubles here. Chicago's closer got knocked around here. This was not a very friendly park to them. They got walked off here on a Sunday and got pretty much handled on the Friday and Saturday ball games. Although the Saturday game was a pretty good game. Friday was pretty much Monarchs wire to wire. But that was a choice to play the 3 at home. And it's like we talked about the other day, Brett. Remember we talked about this. The gamble of playing the 2 at home, if you're Kansas City, the higher seed was you'd win both games against Sioux City. That was the plan. Okay? Now, in 2018, when then T-Bones won the association, they had the very same scenario, played on the road to clinch it, but came home to the finals, played here, went to St. Paul, split that series up there, and then won the next 2 here. Conventional wisdom tells you split the series on the road, it's series on. And see, Fargo, because they won last Friday in Chicago, series on, right? I mean, it's always – the series doesn't start until a road team wins, is what we've always said. And in this case, the series is over when a road team win on Monday. But it was a call for the Friday, Saturday home dates, which we had great numbers. 5,000 folks in 2 nights. That's huge. I mean, Sioux City had 800 on a Monday. And about a dozen of those were from Kansas City. So, I mean, making a lot of noise. But, again, but yes, we'll start on the road. And the idea is you win one of the 2 on the road. I would even tell you that if it's not a rubber possibility this ball club wins 2 on the road. and comes home and has to win 1 of 3. But the conventional wisdom is you split in the road, come home, win 2 or 3 in the finals. And that's kind of the way that teams go about it. And that the flip of the coin is if you got the Friday, Saturday dates, that's going to carry you. Taking a 2-0 lead is a big deal too, because 2-0 lead means Sioux City had to sweep you at home for you to not win the series. So it's a bit of a toss the coin there. Kenneth says, the Dogs win, they will also have to if the Dogs win, they will have to. Yes, that's true. If Chicago, that's a good point. And I hadn't even thought about that, Kenneth. That's a very good point. If Chicago wins, let's say they win tonight and they play game 5 tomorrow night, Chicago's got an 8-hour ride back to Chicago. I think it's maybe longer than that. It's 3 from Fargo to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Then at 5 from Chicago to, it's probably from O'Hare that's probably 5 from O'Hare to maybe less, maybe 4. It's 3 hours to Green. It's 3 hours to Green Bay, I think, from O'Hare. So that's probably about 5 hours. I'm just kind of doing my math here. But you're right, they got to travel too. The fact that you'd be ready, packed and loaded. My gear's already in the hallway already. My broadcast box, I've got a big box. You guys may have seen it. A big rolling box has all of our broadcast gear. It's in the hallway of the clubhouse ready to go when we're ready to go. So I can be, basically my bag sitting open on my love seat at the house, ready to go, and stuff some stuff back in there, ready to go. I packed for 6 days initially, and it won't be a problem packing for 2. But yeah, they'll be traveling, but we'll be prepared to go, assuming it's tomorrow night. Now, if it's tomorrow night, Kenneth, we'll be. I would guarantee that if that's the case, if we know that we're going to Chicago, it'll be one of those deals where we're leaving at midnight regardless, where they got to pack their stuff up in the clubhouse. We'll be packed and loaded, ready to go, regardless, sitting right there, ready to go. And when we know, boom, we'll go. We'll have some kind of bus buster, probably 11 or 12, load ready to go. And we know, boom, we'll be out of here. That's what'll probably happen. Kevin, with This Week in the Association, you're a rock star. I'm not sure you mentioned this, but the best friend gets yes. Okay. That's true. That's all changed in a while. That has changed. That wasn't always the case, because I don't believe that was the case in 13, 14, but I know it's the case now. That's true. Kevin does bring up a really good point. It used to be a choice. It's not anymore. That changed. It changed one of the years I was in Gary when the Railcats didn't make the postseason. Because I know in 13 the Railcats had a choice. I'm sorry, Wichita had the choice. Wichita took the 3 games at home that year, and it was all based upon the higher seed's choice, because I believe that series, because both actually, God, some out of there. That series when Gary won against Wichita, they won both. They were the wild card and won both series on the road. So, yeah, Kevin, you're right on. That's true. I had kind of neglected to mention that. That's why you're the best, Kevin, from This Week in the Association. All right, who wants some good news highlights from Monday night? Let's give them to you. Let's show what happened Monday night. This is from the broadcast from our call. You've probably seen him from the Sioux City call. Here's what you got. I had to pare them down in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. This is the best I can do because there's a lot more. But let's just go with the 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Isabel at second, Willis at first, 3-1. Line to left, down the line. That'll sit down for a base hit. Here comes one run. Here comes another. Throw is coming up. It's up the line. Doesn't matter. He scores standing. Willis will race for third. It's 4-0 Kansas City. Here's the pitch. Here's one line to left center field. That'll sit down. That'll be a base hit. Split the outfielders. Here comes one run. Orlando's turning burning. He will round third. He will come around. He'll score standing. Alexis Almeida. A bases clearing double. It's 6-0 Kansas City. As best they could be. Here's the 1-1. Here's one line to center. Sit down. Base hit. It's 7-0 Kansas City. Line up the middle, base hit. That'll score one run. Willis got a late jump. He'll be waved around. Throw going to third base. Racing is Almeida to third base. He's in there at the corners. 2 more runs come home. It's 9-0 Kansas City. McCullen, here's one line to right. That's a base hit. It's 10-0 Kansas City. And the RBI for Ryan Brookjohn. The Monarchs add to it again here in this third. The 1-2.
Outside corner, called strike three. See you later. In the books backwards. And Justin Donatello goes 1-2-3 in this third inning. He's been towered out toward left center field. That's pretty well hit. At the track, at the wall. That's off the scoreboard. See you later. 2-run home run. He will touch them all. And Darnell Sweeney just put a charge in one. See you later. Oh, man, oh, man. It's 14-2, Kansas City. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, got him, and the game is over. And Kansas City is heading to the American Association Championship Series. Final score, Kansas City, a 14-2 winner.
There you go. That's your good news highlights from Monday. I got one more bonus for you too. I'm going to give you the final out audio as well and some video. Now the video cuts off. Well, I appreciate Susie at least with the video on. I only got about a minute and a half of the final out video, but I will play that in just a moment for you too when it loads in. But hey. I could have put another couple of runs. I mean, there was a couple I had to take out. There was a Gabby RBI that I could have put in there. There were a couple of bases loaded walks. Remember in the ball game, they went with Yadier Laborde, former big leaguer, and get him a roll the dice. If it works out, they're geniuses. I mean, if Steve Montgomery, it works out for him, and rolling that guy out there, we hadn't seen. He was a big leaguer, but he hadn't pitched in 2018. Since 2018, it showed. Control was a problem. He hit two. He walked a pair. Two runners came home with the bases loaded walk. So I guess he walked four, hit a pair. It was 2-0 before the Monarchs had a hit. Then it was the Paulo Orlando single, the double for Alexis Almeida, who he had a really good series, by the way. And Monarchs came up 4 runs shy of a series high in runs scored in the association, but hey, you only played 3 games. Did get another home run. Well, but there's still a chance this club, I believe the number is 9 the postseason. So the Monarchs got 2, 4, 6, 7 long balls. 3 more would set a postseason record in the American Association. I think I would take the bet that you got 3 more long balls in you, I think. And one more thing too, and I'm going to dive over this a little bit over the course of the week. I want to take you back to 2017. I think I've got this on my screen here, and I can read it to you. Take you back to 2017. And actually, it's down here. The Monarchs were below 500 as a franchise at the time in the league. Now I got to find this. If I can get the glare here. Give me a moment. Well, I'm telling you this, and I'm going to off the top of my head tell you about it, because I think I've already closed this out. But here we go. This may be it right here. Well, you know what? I closed it out already. But I'm going to share this with you a little bit over the course of the week, and we'll get to it a little bit tomorrow. And when we know more, well, assuming we know we're going tomorrow, if we know we're going tomorrow, we won't have a show, right? If we find out tonight, we'll probably be on the bus, okay? If we don't know where we're going tomorrow, we'll be back here again with you. If we do find out on Thursday, then you get the point. We'll do a show tomorrow if we're not traveling. And then, okay, you guys got it? I know it's confusing, but anyway, I will get to this at some point in the next couple of days, and it's more about where this thing sat in 2017. Granted, it was not the Monarchs, but the way the overall franchise record sat, where it sits now, is drastically different. The team was below 500 in the American Association, below 500 overall. But since that time, a slow, steady climb above 500 since Joe got the club to 500 in 17 and risen above it. And it's pretty remarkable to see the transition of that. I don't really have a graphic. I just read the numbers to you, but it's pretty impressive to see what transpired since 17, since Joe's arrival. And I really think that's a cool cool thing. I mean, you were, I think it was the 480s, I believe, was the winning percentage was in 17 going into the season. And you remember you had your second best record ever in 17, your best record in 18, your second best record again in 19, and now your best record in 2021 without playing in 2020. Pretty impressive stuff. And I think this franchise is an unprecedented place. These are not waters this place has been before. There's been championships, there's been divisions, but never been a back-to-back division title. This is 3 consecutive postseason appearances, 2 or 3 in the finals. Those numbers, even the Northern League, a different league, that was not the regular modem around here, okay? What's not what happened around here? I think yes, that's true. Yes, a very good point. I would like to be home for games 3 through 5. I can tell you how much easier it is to be at home and celebrate and have all your media and your social media. It's very hard to pull off road social media when you're a one-man band. I don't have but luckily we had some folks, Tyler and Erica were there, able to help out a little bit. Mark Brandmar shot me a little bit of video too, as well, which I'll share that with you later on this week. That's all a plus. But you're right. Having that home thing, it's cool. It's great to celebrate at home. I can tell you personally, when I was at the Garys in 13, they won it in Wichita, and they didn't even have. I didn't make the trip. I was doing the game notes from back there in Gary. I was the number 2 intern, and we didn't have the post-game audio of the final out. We had to use the Steve Schuster call, which was fine, Wichita, but it was not the winning out. It was the one of Wichita losing. So speaking of final outs, let's give this to you. This is from Monday night. This is a re-edit of the final out, and it's got the audio. This is the final out from Monday night. Oh, come on.
2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, got him, and the game is over. And Kansas City is heading to the American Association Championship Series. Final score, Kansas City a 14-2 winner. How about this as they come out of that dugout and they are right there mobbing each other at the mound. One big group, one big family, and the Monarchs have done it. They sweep Sioux City 14-2. And the Monarchs will find out at some point this week, we don't know when, but at some point, who they'll play on Friday. Congratulations to Joe Cavietra, Frank White, John West, Bill Sobey, Mike Hittleman, Jared Bashan, the entire staff, the entire team, and also to owner Mark Brandmeyer, partner Mark McKee, Jay Hendricks, the entire Monarchs family. Congratulations, your finals bout again. Kansas City a 14-2 winner. And the finals begin on Friday. We have no idea who will play, but we'll figure it out this week and let the celebration begin in Sioux City as Kansas City winners 14-2. Stay tuned. Final totals and the party. It comes up next right here on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network. How about this as they come out of that dugout and they are right there mobbing each other at the mound. One big 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, got him, and the game is over. And Kansas City is heading to the American Association Championship Series. Final score, Kansas City a 14-2 winner. This week, we don't know when, but at some point, who they'll play on Friday. How about this as they come out of that dugout and they are right there mobbing each other at the mound. One big group. Frank White, John West, Bill Sobey, Mike Hittleman, Jared Bashan, the entire staff, the entire team, and also
Well, I think you guys got the gist. It was a little. The first video dragged. That one dragged a little bit, so I'm not sure if how much of that you guys saw. Because my gearbox is still in the clubhouse. That's where my my Ethernet cables are. So I'm having to do the Wi-Fi, and it's a little dodgy today. Not always, but a little bit dodgy. So apologize for that. But I'll give that to you again on Thursday, Friday, whenever we get settled. Now, I just got a message here, and this is coming from a reliable source, the guy who actually drives us. So this is why it's reliable. That we are, if Fargo was to win tonight, then we would head out tonight. So there's that. I did not know. I just assumed we'd go in the morning, but apparently we will go. If Fargo was to win tonight, we go tonight at midnight. If Fargo doesn't, so I guess what I'm telling you is I better go home and make sure I got clean socks. Hey, it's a pleasant problem to have. Right? Pleasant problem to have. Like I said, I still have my stuff. I mean, it's there stacked up for the 6-day trip. I just take out the 4 days and got the 2 days, right? All good. Only thing I was hoping for is that if it was Chicago, that my lovely wife would be able to join us there in Chicago. Fargo may be a little pricey, but anyway. Teams coming out, they're going to work out at 1. Now, I do have this for you. Later on this afternoon, I'm going to be back at about 2:15, 2:30 for a quick announcement, okay? So I hope you guys will stop by back then. It'll be a breaking news announcement at about 2:15, 2:30, somewhere in there, but after the 2 o'clock hour. I want to give that to you folks on a breaking news segment. We'll do that. And again, we'll find out tonight. Again, that ball game tonight. Game time is, I think they start a half hour earlier, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, 6:30 tonight at Newman Outdoor. I don't know if I've seen the pitching matchup in that one yet. Let's see if they did. Yeah, it'll be Brett Helton tonight for the Fargos and Christian Friedrich for Chicago. I believe that was game 1's matchup, wasn't it? I think that's right. I think that was game 1's matchup. Let me see here. September 10th, right? I thought that was game 1's matchup, but I could be totally wrong here. I swore they both pitched. Yeah, it was game 1's matchup. Friedrich went 7 innings, 4 earned, 9 hits. Helton went 5 innings, 2 earned, 6 hits. That was the one that Fargo won 9-4. So these two, they're both going with their game 1 starters tonight in game 4. Friday, Saturday. Well, the rain out helps. That moves right in there. So it does help, which means either one of these teams would not send their starter, their game 1 starter would not be in this thing. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You wouldn't see them until Monday here. They'd be well rested, but you would not see one of those 2 starters until Monday here. Would be their game 1 starter, Helton or Friedrich. So there's that. Because see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, yeah, because it's Wednesday, it's 6 days. They're both going with their starter tonight, and I just got that a few moments ago. Again, that's at 6:30. It's on AABaseball.tv tonight. AABaseball.tv will be the place to see Fargo and Chicago. We'll find out perhaps with a Chicago win. Will we wait around till tomorrow and decide, or if it's a Fargo win, on to Fargo we go tonight. Just kind of another day in the association here. Teams out there now just starting to walk out the clubhouse, and I'll give you a quick shot. I don't have the other camera set up, but I'll give you a quick shot of that. Oops, sorry. There you go. Get a little work in. That's Justin Schaefer. Throw a little sim right there. Oops. And Joe Capiatra and the tire staff. See Mike Hinneman down there, and they'll be making their way out. The team going to have a light workout here for this hour. And again, kind of wait around till the night and find out what's going on. So we do know this. We'll either be on the air on We'll be on the air on Friday on the radio side, either in North Dakota or in Illinois. One will be, I like to joke, I like to make this joke a lot. One will be under the flight path of O'Hare with a flight every 2 minutes. One, a flight path of Fargo with a flight every, what's an hour? I mean, or in Sioux City twice a day, I used to say. But by the way, one more thing on Sioux City. Congratulations to the Explorers on a great year, and also Cleburne for a great year as well. I didn't really have a chance to say that yet, but congratulations to both those folks. It had to be tough for Connor Ryan. Your team was getting knocked around, and he was trying to get through it, and he did. And I tipped the cap to Connor and the entire Sioux City Explorer family, and worthy opponents, and really wish them the best in just another dandy matchup. Kenny says, yes. Can't ask for anything better. The Monarchs, and Kenny brings a good point up. Kansas City didn't have to use Schaefer, didn't have to use back to Matt Hall again. I mean, your rotation is set. And here's one more thing, too. You also only use your real gunners in the bullpen. That would be McGrain. And, well, really the way it's been setting up, now he used Diaz for 2 innings the other night in that Saturday night game. But the game was so well in hand on Monday that you didn't have to use Diaz. You didn't use McGrain. You didn't have to use Jeremy Rhodes. And it's kind of been Diaz. It's been Rhodes, Diaz, McGrain, your final 3 innings. That's what you've been going with. You didn't use them at all. They'll be well rested for that. I mean, you're in a really good spot, a really, really good spot. And there's no doubt, in a phenomenal spot. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, off day, Sunday, Monday. And you'd actually be, if you had to go game 5, you'd have Matt Hall again for game 5. So you're a really, really good spot. Where Fargo or Chicago, their number 1 starter for the series, would only, pitch one time unless they pitched in relief. Now, we saw this in St. Paul, and Kevin, who was watching a moment ago, may remember this. In 2018, St. Paul had to use they only got their number 1 starter once. It was the lefty, and his name escapes me. And he had to come in relief late in game number 4 and was trying to save him for game number 5, but they couldn't even get to him again. So, you do have that. You're dictating the terms in this series going forward. All right, again, tonight, 6:30, they have the game at Newman Outdoor on AABaseball.tv. We'll find out. We'll be in Chicago or in Fargo. And we'll find out some point today. And again, I'll have some breaking news for you about 2:30. So look forward to hearing from you guys then as well. Brought some extra coffee, all right? Thanks for joining me. Thanks for stopping by. And always a pleasure. And glad you guys stopped by. And I'll give you a last second comments, questions here if anybody has anything. I think we're all good, right? We're all good here on Monarchs Mocha. Teams are coming out, going to get a little workout in, and we're going to get a little work done here. All right. Little 1, 2, 3, go Monarchs. You guys ready? Little 1, 2, 3, go Monarchs. Here we go. Loosen up. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go Monarchs. Much love to y'all. I'll see y'all at some point this weekend. I'll see you this afternoon at 2:30.